Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news for the year 2025. So I'm summarizing all of the year 2025 in one video. First up are the highlights, the headlines. In January 2025, so not now, but 1 year before, Brown-Forman cut 600 jobs in the cooperage of Louisville, and they want to buy I think from independent staves, and they want to save about $80 to $90 million. In February, Glenmorangie got Harrison Ford as their brand ambassador for an advertising campaign. It's Once Upon a Time in Scotland, and they're doing a bit more off script. In March, they were unveiling Bushmills, the oldest Irish single malt in the world. It's called Secrets of the River Bush. 46 years old. Bushmills, 1978 in Oloroso sherry butts, limited to 300 bottles. In April, the Edrington Group was allowed to sell Famous Grouse to William Grant and Sons after they have been reviewed by the antitrust laws. Then in May, we had 100-year-old whiskey was announced. A single grain from the House of Hazelwoods. They had 60, 70, 80, 90 years old and 100. And as far as I know, they didn't come out with one yet. So we're still waiting. In May, there was a new design from the Aberlour Distillery. It was unveiled in 2024, at the end of 2024. And since mid of the year, it was available on the internet and everywhere. Then we have in May, we have Port Ellen, and they're celebrating their 200-year anniversary, and they were just 1 year open now. So, but they also said they will bring out new single malt. So hopefully we will find in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, we will find a new Port Ellen whiskey then. In June, they are bringing out the Powerscourt. They had news about Powerscourt, and they went into bankruptcy. For everybody who doesn't know, it's the Prakaan whiskey that comes from that distillery, and it was founded in 2018. Visitor center still remains open there, and they are in bankruptcy in Chapter 11. I'm not quite sure. Maybe they come through because they don't seem to be that bad of a company. Then also in June, the Prakaan distillery in Thailand also brought whiskey onto the world market, and it's north of Bangkok. 3 bottling, selected cask, double cask, and peated cask. In July, Whiskey.de actually unveiled their new Haggis blended malt Scotch whiskey, 10 years, so our bottling. It's the 3rd bottling of the Animals of Scotland. A very, very spicy one, like the haggis, spicy like the haggis. In August, the Glenfiddich distillery got into a cooperation with Aston Martin. They got new bottlings to celebrate their partnership, and they want to have a long partnership, a lasting partnership with them. In September, there was a big thing going on. Willem Dafoe, great actor from Hollywood, came out and got into a partnership with Laphroaig. He's now kind of a brand ambassador. He did a short film with them, and he actually brought out 150 films, including the one that I remember is Platoon, and I think Spider-Man or something. Don't watch these modern films. And in 2026, they want to bring out a whiskey with him, In October, then we have Diageo, and they are announcing a production stop at 3 distilleries. They're pausing production at Balcones, Dickel, and Tinninich. Their reason is overproduction, and the visitor centers will remain open. Then we have Jack Daniels, and they're bringing out their 10-year-old whiskey in Germany and probably other international markets. It's the old number 7, just 10 years of age rather than 3 or 4 years. Then we have in November, Edradour, they're Scotland's little gem. Andrew Simon was celebrating 200 years of anniversary, and the first four celebratory editions came out. and more were announced. Unfortunately, I was there a few weeks earlier and I couldn't come to the celebrations. I would really have loved to go there. In December, we had a news. I didn't have that on the channel yet. We had it in the whisky.com news in written form. Hans Kemenater from Slyrs, the German distillery, is actually leaving the distillery. He is the CEO, the master distiller, and he actually helped build the distillery. He was really a mastermind behind that, and he is leaving. Steffen Brandt, who is now there since February 2025, he is taking the CEO position and also everything what was in Hans Kemenater's work. And also in December, we had InchDairnie Distillery, the first single malt, brought the first single malt to the market. Already had that last week. So King Glassy single malt, rye law single grain, 3 bottlings, King Glassy double matured, King Glassy raw, and King Glassy vintage 2018. It's a very, very modern distillery. And the last one in December, and Jim Beam also halted their production for a year just at their main plant because they had just overproduction, and the Booker No Distillery in Boston and the Craft Distillery is actually continuing to work as normal. Then I had a little bit less than usual openings of new distilleries. The Loch Lomond Group got their permit for building the distillery in Luss. They're building distillery, warehouses, sales rooms, and a restaurant and a visitor center. In March, Highland Park got up and running. They were 1 year shut down for rebuilding of the distillery. Not quite sure if they were shut down as in production, but they were unable to have visitors there because they were modernizing. Yeah, then we have the Loch Lomond Brewery. Before that, it was Loch Lomond Group. They have Loch Lomond Brewery, which is a brewery at the Loch Lomond, and they are opening the Levenbank Distillery in Dunbarton in the Lowlands. It has their own building next to the brewery, and the whiskey production is already undergoing, and they are announcing their first whiskey for 2030. Then we have in May, the Mill Distillery is now fully in production. 21 months of building, and they are filling their first cask, and they want to produce 1 million liters of alcohol. It's at the St. Andrews University. Then we have the New Springs Distillery from Heaven Hill in Bardstown, Kentucky. As you might remember, if you're old enough, I'm not, but I know the story. It's 1996, the old Heaven Hill Springs Distillery was destroyed in a horrific fire. And they used to do everything in Louisville at the Bernheim Distillery, and now they have the New Springs Distillery at their old place. The RD1 Distillery in Lexington, Kentucky is now open. It's a show distillery for research and development, and it's a new part of the Kentucky Trail, so you can really visit it. Very good. It's kind of an own style. It's the Western Kentucky Straight Bourbon with Western Kentucky Distilling producing it. Then in July, we had the 9 Rivers Distillery in China. 7 years as after planning and building, so 7 years, that's really long, even for Chinese, a lot, especially for Chinese. Their first whiskey cask was filled. Yearly capacity should be 1.3 million liters of raw alcohol, and the distillery is modular built, so they can probably enlarge that a little bit. Then that was it with new distilleries, and then we have another topic called personal change. We have personnel change. Neil Bullock is coming after Malcolm Rennie at Rosebank. He was before that he was at Bladnoch, and since 2023 Rosebank is now producing, so he is now following him at Rosebank. Then in June, distillery manager Colin Gordon is leaving Ardbeg after I think 3, 4, 5 years, somewhere around there. And we didn't know where he was going, but a few months later we found out he went back to the malting. I first met him at Port Ellen Malting, and now he is distilling sales manager at Braids Malting. Then we have August, Angela De Orazio will be the new creative director of whiskey making at Compass Box. It's a very hard job. Compass Box is really doing with whiskey making. That's really they're putting a lot of effort into that. Let's say it that way. But she is a 17-year-old she's not 17-year-old, but she has 17 years of experience, and she's a chief nose officer at McMurray. And 2019 she was taken into the Whiskey Hall of Fame. Then in October, Bryony McNiven is now the new Ardbeg distillery manager, and that's a female name. It's a tough female name, but maybe for German, maybe it's internationally it's a common name. But she's the first female since 200 years. She was born in Islay. She is a chemist, so and her father worked for 35 years at Ardbeg, so it's a perfect match. Yeah. Then we have Whiskey.com is now selling whiskey in the United States as well, or we are opening a shop there, and you can go there. We still don't have that many whiskeys open up there, but we are still working on it, and yeah, hopefully we will get into the thousands and maybe 3,000 whiskies by the end of the year. And also we want to try to enlarge into other international countries. So yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.